give and they get. Then they run around town beating their chests like they forget. I can forget for now, but I won't never forget. No, love how I feel, knowing the universe got my back. Whoa, love how I feel, knowing that money gon' come right back.
What do you think about the chair setup?
I feel great right now.
Yeah.
We got way more room. Feel good.
I'm alright with this.
Yeah, I know you feel good.
I always feel good.
Yeah, right?
I always feel good in this seat.
Struggling. John's been sitting right where my cock's been a lot.
I mean,
been a lot of semen.
I was expecting that text like, yo, bro, Jake broke the couch.
Yeah.
At some point,
That
that
couch
shit
is
was
gone.
coming.
I mean, I'm sure there's been something here.
Yeah, I mean, with the way he talks about the shit
You know
that goes
what
on
I'm
here,
saying?
I'm sure
there's
something.
been some raw
Yeah,
ass.
let's not
sitting
put no
on this
UV
seat.
light on that
some
motherfucker.
bare ass, some bare Jake ass.
UV light
right
on that
here.
motherfucker will really ruin the vibe.
Oh
right
yeah.
I get that, right? Dude, in high school at the time, the calculator was a big thing. But now,
Yep.
Yes.
Spy calculator.
You want to know what's
Yeah.
fucked up? Is that I downloaded that app one time and I remembered what I punched in for like 2 years, and then one day I just forgot it, and that shit just that shit. Yeah, dude, it's probably better off.
that's the saddest fucking
That
story
hurts.
I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was.
I kind of have something similar to that.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Like I just remember, like you don't just forget some shit like that. I think God,
Yeah.
I think it was something happened. I think God was
You
like,
gotta
yo,
leave that in the past.
We're gonna swipe your brain real quick. You don't need to remember what's in there, brother.
Some Men in Black.
All right. Like I'm talking like back into high schools. Like I'm in high school. You know
Dude,
what
I
I'm
had
saying?
a folder. So, like, I was a part of a crew of, like, the most popular guys on Long Island.
Okay.
And everyone would send their nudes to this one spy calculator. Like, everything. Like, there was, like, a collection of, like, 3,000 pictures.
Yeah.
Every girl on Long Island.
Yeah.
And, bro, I started dating this girl at the time, and I really liked her.
Yeah.
And she, like, went to my phone, and she like, I found her on the calculator, bro. And she was typing it in. And,
She figured it out.
yeah, she was, like, about to figure it out, and I tackled her.
Yeah.
It was the only time I ever hit a girl.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
couldn't-
And that's just fight or flight response. Like, oh shit. What do
And then I
do?
deleted the app, and then
And that's it.
That was it.
that was
That's
it.
Is that weird? Like at 29 years old, like looking back at like 17, 18-year-old shit. It's kind of weird.
I think that's maybe why God was like, yo, we're gonna get.
It's a little weird.
Oh, that is fucking weird, right?
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not thinking
I'm
of
not
it like
29.
that because first of all, yes, but we're not
28,
thinking of it like
27.
that. We're not thinking of it like that because let's say you were to go back and look at some shit.
You would look at it from your
from
17-year-old eyes.
exactly 100%. So I guess it would be a little different. But
you
yeah,
could, I guess, get busted for child porn. Right?
cut.
It's definitely. If there was a
audio.
chance of this going on,
Yeah.
the episode
Cut.
cut.
It is going on. I'm starting the episode with this. What's going on, y'all? Welcome
Dude,
back
I'm
to the
getting-
Journey
I will get
podcast.
canceled one day on this
God
episode.
forbid.
No,
We'll
for
go
sure.
back. Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Welcome
yeah,
back.
I mean, yeah.
Haven't had the entire crew here in a long time.
Bang.
We're back. Got the boys. No more couch. It was annihilated. The legs were broken.
It's gone.
One of these nights.
Annihilated.
One of these
We
nights.
could
by
just
I
say
was
I
having
sat
a-
on it.
I was having a lonely night by myself. I decided to learn some WWE moves.
Yeah, I don't know if he was by himself, but the couch is certainly broken.
The couch is gone.
So we got some chairs set up.
we do.
That's funny.
Yeah, if you're here, like, comment, subscribe, give us 5 stars. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast from. Please subscribe on YouTube. Drop a like, leave a comment. I want to give a quick shout out to Magic Mind. We're gonna reclaim our brains right now.
I mean, this is the stuff that makes me not say things I'll regret on this podcast.
No, exactly. I had a
Yeah.
long day on the boat
Yeah.
in the sun, so I definitely need this right now before this.
I really love the Magic Minds. I'm really not gonna lie to you. I do. I love them. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's good. Man. It's good.
If you want to get Magic Mind, use code TheJourney20. Go to magicmind.com. I'll leave the link in the description, and you will get a discount on some Magic Mind, and you won't regret it.
And have some nice, calm, clean energy.
There we go.
Boom.
All right, we're here.
What's up, boys?
How we feeling?
What up,
I'm
man?
good. What's going
it's good
on?
seeing you,
You
bro.
too, brother.
I wish I was drinking on
Zach.
this episode with
Bang.
you right now.
Me
Yeah,
too.
No, I'm not drinking.
I wish we were drinking.
I wish we were
though.
drinking. Yeah, I wish we were
I
catching
really
up
wish
to.
I really wish we were drinking right now.
It's
Some
all right.
alcohol.
It's all right.
Yeah, fuck.
I've been
Next week, let's get bombed on the next episode.
All right, fuck it. Why not?
I've been bombed both last episodes, and I got
Okay.
in trouble with my girl twice.
Okay,
on
we
the
don't want
episode.
that.
So
Oh, the
listen.
second one hurt too. A little bit.
No, the second one was fine, but I still don't think she understands what we do here.
So that's what I was gonna ask you. That was just literally my next question. Like,
What?
like you being in a happy relationship right now.
Yeah.
But also coming on here and unpacking shit that's happened before that has nothing to do with her, or maybe it did back in the day. I
Right.
don't know. Like, how has that been?
Well, I mean, the problem is that like I'll just come on and talk about her,
Yeah.
like something that happened that morning.
Yeah.
You
I get
know,
that.
so
Yeah.
like she'll
And
watch
that's-
the episode and then she'll tune into it. So that's been new. I mean, bro, it's a very new thing to be with a woman that that even watches the fucking podcast. You know,
That was my next question.
That's rare to find a girl that watches, and then yeah, I mean, bro, I guess just the style of this of this pod has always just been air it out. We don't have therapy.
Yeah.
You know, this is like kind of what it is for us.
Absolutely.
And so it's been. I mean, it's been good, and it's been a little weird, you know, because it's hard to you know, make someone understand something that I don't even necessarily understand.
Yeah.
And I don't really have any intentions. I mean, there's definitely been some give. I mean, there's definitely certain things I won't speak about anymore on the episode. Like our sex life, which I think she has like
a little bit of a right.
right to
sure.
to not air that out. But yeah, I mean, you know, I told her, I said, you know what, like if I'm gonna speak, it almost like keeps me a little bit better, because I was like, if I'm gonna speak about something on the episode, it's because I have to speak about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not just gonna like bring something up now that doesn't have to do with anything, you know. But if
Right.
it, you know.
Yeah.
But if it has to do with something, then
relevant.
then she's cool with it. We'll speak about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what this shit was built on, and I know we've said that like multiple times, but yeah, it's just kind of what it is.
Yeah.
It's
You know?
hard. It is hard because, and for us, for guys that put out a lot of information there out there for people to listen to and all that, I find it difficult to like. And then for me, selling clothes on social media and yada yada, I find it very difficult to be able to separate like my personal life from my business life on social media specifically.
Yeah.
And then bring the pod into it, where this is where I talk about my personal shit to an extent, but like I don't want to. It's been hard to separate the two. For
Well,
me.
I just want to say something. Bro, I have evidence that being yourself works. But the problem is that you can't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Like some of like my best moments on social media have come from me being as personal as it gets.
Yep, me too.
You know, so it's like I just don't. I'm not in the business. We spoke about this last episode, bro. I'm not in the business of opening up the Bible and like telling you something about Jesus. You know, I mean, not that I don't respect. Of course, bro, I love Jesus. I love reading books and shit. But bro, no one cares, bro. Like they can go to the Pope for that if they want some Jesus information. Like, I'm gonna talk about my experience, and that's the way it's always gonna be. And I've just personally seen that that's what works.
And there's always still like a gap with the relatability there, with the books, the Bible, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
There's a level of people can get it and they can get something from it, but there's still some type of, I guess, maybe like unknowing or curiosity, or just still like feeling something that they can't explain. But when you see a person speak about something that you're going through, and it may not be exactly, but if you can take their words and apply it to like what's going on in your life, it could strum a chord that no book or Bible or religion or therapist would ever do. And that's the crazy part about social media, with being honest.
Yeah.
And we didn't even tell you yet.
Well,
I mean, this is our first episode since.
Yeah, I love it.
But hey, we fucking went out the other night. And,
Oh, yeah, crazy.
And we had a
This is
childhood
cra-
friend.
This is a crazy story.
Okay.
Childhood friend come up to us, and we went out with his boys from Missouri.
Okay.
And we got there. It was all love. We were like, yo, that's so-and-so. I'm not going to say no names. Yo, that's so-and-so. Went up, showed love. Was good, brother. Yo, shout out to Journey. Round of shots on me. Boom. We take shots.
We did have a round of shots.
Round
on
of
him.
shots
Yeah.
to start on the
This
Journey.
is local?
Local,
Yeah.
right at the spot we go to. So then we come back. We bounce around the village a little bit. We go back to finish the night there. Good vibes, good energy, everything. And dude comes up to us later. We're sitting out on the patio, and his opening line. We didn't speak to him for like 2 hours. Opening line was like, "Yo, I got mad love for y'all boys, but y'all just be on here asking for sympathy on some sad boy shit."
Yeah.
Coming at us. Jake's rebuttal to that was like, "Yo, shut your fucking mouth."
Yeah.
And from there, bro, it just went down like a downward spiral, and it got to the point where like I was about to hit him.
Yeah.
And
Like in his face,
Yeah,
screaming.
I was like in his face. You
This
know,
is somebody you know since
bro,
you're kids.
he smoked his first blunt with me.
Yeah.
Put it that way, at 12 years old. You know, it got to the point where he took off a watch and dangled it in front of my face and said, "Yo, this is more than the Journey podcast will ever fucking make."
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, and
crazy.
I was, you know, drinks were flowing, whatever.
Yeah,
he was obviously drunk, but it's our boy's restaurant bar, and I didn't want to like cause a scene, and I was very close to hitting him, and I got up, we walked away. You know, he apologized after, text messages, whatever, but it was crazy to see it firsthand, in person, live in the flesh, of like, that wasn't the first time you thought about that.
Yeah, for sure.
But that stemmed from us, what we just spoke about, like being completely open, being vulnerable. It's like, we don't try to come on here and plan to talk about sad
Right.
shit, or be vulnerable, or talk about, you know, shit that, it's like, if that's the shit that keeps coming up on your timeline, and that's the shit that you keep seeing, one, you're spending a lot of time watching it. The algorithms are designed to make you watch more of what you spend time watching. One. Two, if you had such a feeling about that, and it got you to the point where you had the balls to say something in our face, I mean, let's call it what it is. Like, you're probably going through something.
Sure.
You know?
For
like
sure.
you're dealing with something that
sure.
that the shit that we talk about, that we have the balls to say on camera and put it out to the internet with, and not give a fuck. I don't care what people think about me. You know? You're feeling the same exact way, and then you're gonna throw it back in our face when, I mean, it's probably the most relatable shit. I mean, every single guy, let me not say every single guy, whatever, but most men are going through the same shit we're going through.
No, every single guy.
And if you're not, like, I mean, you know, then what are you doing?
Yeah,
because if you're not established yet, you know, if you're not figured out in your life, and you're not happy with where you are, you haven't made the money, you don't got the girl of your dreams, you're not happy with your career, you're going through a daily struggle, you're at war with yourself constantly, right? And for you to like judge someone and throw it back in their face, for someone that's actually has the balls to go out there and put it out there, and have no fear. I mean, it was just a crazy moment for us, where we understand people talk shit about us, people throw our names in group chats and videos and laugh and joke, and I don't give a fuck about that. But it was just the first time to see it like face to face
From someone you know.
Mind you, from a dude that, like, I mean, I'm not like, bro, we could have killed the guy. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like, you can't even defend yourself.
No, it's way tougher to do what you did than to do what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Especially as the other information that was your friend's restaurant and bar, and I'm glad that you guys were able to, because I've been in situations like that before, where, you know, not that specifically, but just emotional situations where I don't want to do something because of where I am or whatever. So, yo, hats off to you guys for not fucking. You know what I'm saying? Because I can know how hard that could be, and I also can know how hard it could be just to be misunderstood. Because, like you said, we're some grown-ass men, alpha males in our own right, that come on here and talk about some shit that no other men really talk about, you know? And it's hard to do that shit and get judged for it and talk about this, or like we were just talking about from a relationship standpoint, or like even, you know, my mother, like, she doesn't really watch this shit no more. Like, I get it. Like, I talk to her about the shit that's going on in my life, but, like, she doesn't watch shit because who knows what we're going to talk about. Like, we get very open and deep, especially the last episode that I was on. You know what I'm saying? When I was talking, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's tough, and fuck those people, bro. You know what I mean? Like, fuck those people. At the end of the day, like, you're a loser because you're one of those men that's pretending like you don't feel anything in public to seem macho and cool when really we're looking at you like you're just a fraud. Because that's exactly what you are. Because like you said, if you're not, it's impossible. It's impossible to say that you don't feel anything. Everyone's gone through something at some point, whether they're going through it, got through it, gonna go through it, whatever the fuck. If you're gonna sit here and pretend like you've never been through something, it's fucking nonsense, bro.
Yeah.
So the only difference is that we put it out there to be relatable to people that don't have a voice. They literally just had some kid message me and he was like, yo, I'm not a talker. I don't really put my thoughts together like that well verbally. And when I watch you guys, it really makes me feel heard and seen. because you're vocalizing the stuff that I feel, but that I can't. Some people literally just aren't good at communicating, like just in general, not with other people. You know what I'm saying? Some people just aren't good at it. So for us, we play an important role in a lot of people's lives, and I don't think we realize that.
Yeah.
And I try to think about that because you read the comments. That's never happened to me in person, but like you read the comments.
Yeah.
I've read the comments. The first time I ever came on here, the first viral clip that I ever had on here was me talking about how I'm 6'5", 320, and I don't want to be an alpha with my girl. Like, you know how many guys probably sent that shit around or even maybe commented and said some shit like, look at this idiot.
Yeah.
You know? Like, fuck you, bro. Because if it ever came down to it,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. Fuck you, bro. You're a fucking herb.
Have you dealt with, because obviously, like, we're all posting the way we do, and there are times where, we put something out that, is definitely soft or misunderstood by people that we've grown up with. Have you seen some blowback in your face on a local level or nah?
Nah, honestly, I get a lot of people, and again, this is just to my face, but I get a lot of people that are like, yo, keep doing what you're doing. I love what you're doing. I get just as much compliments now on my clips with you guys than I also do like with the clothes, because then again, I guess that's why this shit just works so well, is because what the journey stands for and what At War stands for all meshed together. So I get compliments from both sides kind of about a similar thing in my head, because you know what I'm saying? And I haven't really now, not even my friends don't even make fun of me no more. Like, it used to just be John was the big fucking teddy bear growing up, and still to this day, and that's why I'm like such a oxymoron, I hope I'm using that word right, where what I look like and what I actually am. Like, don't get me wrong, can I be the tough guy? And yeah, bro, whatever, we all fucking can, we all have it inside, but at the end of the day, I'm always been that, oh yeah, John is a big fucking teddy bear, like, oh, fucking go have a conversation with him and see, you know what I mean? And I used to see that a lot in the restaurant, see a lot of people, customers that would sit down, and like, you could just kind of tell when somebody thinks that you're abrasive or maybe just is rubbed the wrong way by how you look, and then by the end of the meal, you just gave me a 30% tip because we just had a great time. You know what I mean? And I used to be able to see, and that's why I was so good in the restaurant, because I'm not what I look like. I could be very personable and whatever. So honestly, nah, I haven't really seen a lot of blowback to my face. I don't know if because then you got this whole thing like that, because there's a fine line between being like that quote unquote vulnerable and soft masculine male, because there are a lot of feminine men out there nowadays, right? And there's a super like blurred line there.
Right.
And like, we're not feminine men. We just talk about our emotions and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know how like women feel about it. I don't really pay attention to it. Like you said, I'm just trying to be myself.
Yeah.
And the bittersweet part to it is that I don't want to always come on here and be this super open and transparent guy where I'm just fucking the floodgates. But at the end of the day, when I do that is when the clips do the best. Right? When we're the most relatable here, it's a double-edged sword. You're probably going to hurt some people in your life, right? To a certain extent.
Yeah.
But you're also going to be super relatable to the other 90% of people that are out there looking. And it's like, it's non-negotiable for me. I can't be with a girl that's going to say I can't come on here per se and like fully be open. Like, I have to be.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Whether it happened 10 years ago or whether it happened 10 days ago, I'm going to be open about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to deal with that or not deal with that. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
These people mean a lot to us that watch us.
Of
you know
course.
what I'm saying? So.
And I just want to come in, and like, I honestly forget a lot that we like have people listening here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I never even really think about it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like right now, I just want to come in and, to kind of relate this to your own story. Is bro, if somebody tells you that that you're not good or you can't do something or fucking that they know best or this and that, like, bro, nobody knows anything. Even the people that know the most still don't know anything. That's why I love Rick Rubin. I was listening to Rick Rubin this past weekend, and he was saying, I don't know shit about music. And Rick Rubin is like one of the greatest either producers or he's
like an EP, like an executive producer.
Yeah, he's like one of the greatest executive. Like, he's produced for everyone. Like, you could name a fucking person and he's produced for them. He's like, I don't know anything about music, and anybody that does is lying. Now, I'm not saying that people aren't experts out there. Of course, people are experts, but even the people that know the most can usually admit that there's still more to learn. You know, a guy like Alex Pereira, fucking UFC light heavyweight champion right now. There's always a new punch or a new kick you could learn. I feel like if we were to interview Martin Scorsese, he'd still watch a film by another director just to catch some inspiration. And bro, every single day people are constantly innovating and doing this and doing that. So even if the greats, if those people feel like they still don't know everything, then the people in your small hometown don't know shit. So if you're doing something and it's not getting love to the people around you, that's why I love social media. It's because, bro, like you're of course the people around you aren't gonna like what they're doing, because those people are doing what everyone else around them does. Majority of people are followers, and that's why I love social media, because you can actually find your tribe. Like, there is an algorithm for every single person out there, and you know, just so for like, just for anyone listening or for anyone watching, like just keep fucking going, and like it's almost like, bro, like you need to be your own gauge of like what's good and what's not. Like you need to like learn over time, like, because and I maybe that's a little hard for me to say, because I truly do feel like I have a very good grip on quality. You know, there's times where, like, you know, you see it, someone goes on American Idol that wants to be a singer and they just have no voice. You know what I'm saying? But I think that yo, if you're just being realistic, even if you're not good, bro, like even if you just play the long game,
you could.
You know
get
what I'm
good.
saying? Even if you just play the long game. I mean, we were by no means great at podcasting. I mean, bro, from our first episode to where we are now, you know, anything that really, I mean, how I kind of live my life, majority of the things that I do today, I didn't do 4 years ago. Just 4 years ago. Like how I structure my day to day and the things I'm most passionate about my life. That motorcycle I didn't know how to ride. These cameras I didn't cameras. I was a jock.
Lighting.
Lighting, bro. I'm meeting up with a cinematographer tomorrow to speak about putting a camera, rigging out cars, lighting, color grading, like all the things that I give a fuck about. I didn't even know existed 4 years ago. So, you know, I really just think, you know, again, like for anyone listening, like, bro, like you don't even, if you truly, if you're just in love with something and you're committed to it, and you could be honest with truly where you're at, and you just stay with it over time, fuck everyone else. And that's it.
It's weird. Even even like where I guess we're at in our lives, and I'm sure a bunch of people feel that way, where like you do feel different a lot. Of like, you know, there's moments where I'll just have like a brainstorm or a thought or something like that, like throughout the day, where like I'm like, I question myself of like why do I feel different, or like why do I feel like I always look at things different? Like why can't I see the world the way that other people see the world? You know, I do always feel like an outcast, and then I question myself, like am I just negative? Am I just, you know, is there something wrong with me? You know, because I feel like I can't relate to the way that people live their life, or their thought process, or the way that the things that they care about. And it's a blessing and a curse, because I'm like, I'm happy I'm different. I'm happy I look at the world differently, but I also question myself, like, is it me? Am I the problem? You know, and I feel like that's like this like ongoing battle that I have, at least with myself, and that could stray you away sometimes from what you have going on in your life, or like what you're working towards, because you're like, am I even doing the right thing? Like what is the purpose of this, or why do I think this way? And it goes back to what you were saying, where it's like, I mean, I've always been good at that. It's like I really don't give a fuck what people think. I may sometimes engage or allow things to, you know, to get to me, but then I sit there and I really think, and I'm just like, bro, like I really don't give a fuck about what you think about me.
Yeah, you can get caught in the emotion, but once you get some time, you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like that immediate reaction, you know, you can react to it, but then in hindsight, I'm like, bro, like I don't give a fuck about what this person thinks, you know? Like what do you, like, you're not doing what I'm trying to do, so why does your opinion ever matter? And so like that plays a role in that, but it's like this, it's just this like constant thing when you're not there. And I think, I mean, I don't know, we'll see when we fucking make it, but I feel like when you do get to that point, I'm sure there's opinions that will continue to bug you or piss you off here and there, of course. But I feel like once you're there,
Yeah.
like it really doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
It's easy to allow things to affect you when you're not there yet. Because it can flare up like insecurities in you, and it can flare up some certain things that maybe you're dealing with, and they could hit they could push a button that nobody else knows about but only you know about. And that's the shit that fucks with you. It's when someone says something to you and nobody else knows that it affects you, but you're the only person that knows that it affects you because it hit a button. It hit a button that nobody knows about, that nobody knows that is there. And now you think about that thing, and now you think about that, and then you question, and then you go, and then you try to like dive deep into it and like unravel it, and it's like, it doesn't fucking matter. It never fucking mattered what that person says, what those people think, what this person says. Nothing matters but like what you have going on with yourself. And that's been that thing that everyone thinks they have the fucking answers, or they think their opinion is valid to your life. And I think we give too much emphasis on that, and we give it too much power at times, especially when we're down. That's the easiest time to allow.
So you're the most vulnerable.
Exactly. It's the easiest time to allow like an outside opinion to affect you when you aren't at your best, because you start to believe it, and you can allow that to linger, and it can really affect you negatively, because you almost forget about like all the belief you had in yourself from the outside opinion of like some person that it doesn't, it makes no difference.
I'm just seeing like how intense emotions can be. And I honor them for what they are. Like, bro, like that, when you feel a way because someone says something to you today that's going to upset you, that is what it is, bro. But like, I'm done. I'm kind of in the business now, bro, of just like, if I realize I'm not going to care about this tomorrow, I'm not going to care about it today. Like, bro, like don't give your energy. I'm done giving my energy away to things today that I'm not going to give a shit about tomorrow.
Love that.
And bro, bro, I've dealt with so many things over the past 5 years of me really chasing my dreams and doing this thing. It just feels like sometimes, bro, I get knocked off my path because I allow someone to do that to me. I allow something to knock me off my path when I realize like I didn't even have to engage with this in the first place. Like, bro, I'm really like, bro, these days, like if I feel like there's something toxic in my environment, bro, I'll throw it on D&D and I won't get back to it.
It's the way to be.
Bro, it's like, I can't, because emotions are too real. And I know myself like as a people pleaser and somebody that I truthfully, bro, I kind of do care what other people think about me.
Same.
Like I do and I don't in a sense. But bro, anytime someone ever comes at you, you're gonna feel like I feel a way about shit, So like, bro, I'm just kind of in the business now of like, let me just not even engage with it, because bro, I just don't want to turn something that's small into a bigger problem and have a shitty day turn into a shitty week
or a year.
Or and it could do
happened.
that.
Yeah, it could compound like that too.
Yeah.
I think one of the most important things that you said over there, where you were thinking like, is it me? Is it me? You know what the answer to that question is? The answer to that question is yes, it's you. But it's a good thing that nobody looks at shit the way that we look at shit. Like I read this the other day and I wrote a little bit about it. You know what separates the artist from like the civilian, I guess, let's just say, the pedestrian, whatever the fuck? They both have opinions. One just acts on that opinion and the other just kind of just keeps it to themselves, or gives their opinion. But like, we act on our perspective, right? As artists, as creators, as innovators, or whatever the fuck. We all have this perspective. No two eyes see the same thing, even though they see the same thing, right? The difference between the artist and the regular human being, for lack of a better word, not that these people are lesser, but it's just different, is that the artist has the confidence Sometimes it turns into an insecurity, but it comes from a place of confidence to act on your perspective, right? To write a movie, you're acting from your perspective, right? These people have stories too. They're just not telling them. We're telling these stories. We're putting it out there for people to see. So that's why like when you think artist, at least me growing up, it was always like painter or like actual, you know what I'm saying? We're all artists, bro. Like influencers and creators and podcasters and obviously musicians and shit like that. Like we have a perspective and we act on that perspective. And that's what makes us who. So yes, is it me? Yeah, I think about that shit all the time. How I always used to look at everything different than everybody else would. Music, movies, just talk about this shit all the time. And I started to, the moment that I started to embrace that instead of fighting it was the moment that like everything like creative kind of started to fall into place a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I used to get scared to get behind the camera, right? To take the photos or to direct a photo shoot, because then I knew that I would have something concrete that I had to go and show the world. And then when I finally started doing that is when the content fucking boosted up, because now I was really emphasizing my perspective, right? And then, of course, that happened with clothes too. In the beginning, it was hard to make clothes. I was scared to put it out there. What if it doesn't sell? These people aren't going to validate me, and the money's not going to come in. It's like this nasty cycle. And so you finally just said, yo, no. Okay, I like that color. I like that graphic. I like this. I'm not going to ask anybody their opinion on it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to sell it, and we're going to see what happens. And the moment that I finally was like, okay, this is who I am as a designer, and this is what I want to do. I have to put it out there. That's when everything slowly started to fall into place.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I think I saw something that I mean it hit me. It was a clip. It was actually from fucking like Andy Frisella. I know we don't fuck it with Andy Frisella.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. But
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you don't want to know who that is. No, I mean he's not the worst, bro.
Yeah.
I mean we're just like
Yeah.
we wanted to get him on the pod. He went on some other dickhead's pod.
Oh, whatever.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that other guy. Danny Miranda. Yeah, fuck that guy. But whatever. But it was a good clip, and I really resonated with it. It was like, you know, a lot of the problems that we deal with in our life stem from not being able to say no to people, and it was like, you know, you're constantly unhappy with where you're at because you can't say no.
Yeah.
You know, you always end up in a relationship because you're afraid to say no. You continue to work a job because you're afraid to say no. You continue to go out to eat with people that you don't want to fucking go out to eat with because you can't say no. Yeah. And, you know, once you can get to a point where if you say how you feel and the answer is no, how they react to that has nothing to fucking do with you. Yeah. It only has to do with them. And if you can be okay with saying no and them not being happy with it, that's when you know you're like completely secure within yourself. 100%. And I feel like I've struggled with that for a long time, of being able to say no when I don't want to do something. You know, we're people pleasers, you know, to the core, and we always try to do something to satisfy the other person, and we don't want to do things that satisfy ourselves. Why do we continuously try to do something to make someone else feel good, but we wake up every single day and we can't do the things that make our own self feel good, you know? And that's been a big struggle for me. And I think it just stems with that, with like, say, people not engaging with what you're doing, or people having an opinion and stuff like that. It's like, yo, just say no. Yeah. And it goes to what you were saying, like, don't even give it light. Don't even give it energy. Just shelf it, you know? And
it's hard.
It's very hard, and I still haven't figured it out yet.
No, me either.
But being able to say no and not caring what the other person thinks, it's I think that's a stage in your life where you understand that you're maturing and you're growing, because we need to be able to have that space for us where we don't have the time and energy to be able to do things that we don't want to do anymore. Like, we're at a point in our life where life is very precious, and these are pivotal times in our life. Mm-hmm. So to put ourselves in situations that is wasting our time, is making us unhappy, is draining our energy, we're not only are we hurting ourselves, but like, bro, like, we're literally taking away from our life, like, piece by piece, like, second by second, day by day. We're doing that constantly to make someone else feel good that at the end of the day, like, they don't give a fuck about you. They're just trying to use you to make their lives better.
Yep.
And we put ourselves in situations with people that do that constantly, and they're vampires, they're energy suckers, and they have no problem doing it. Yeah. But why do I always feel like I'm always on the butt end of that? I'm always the person like doing the thing that I don't really want to do. I'm always the person like, fuck it, I'll put my pride aside. I'll do this because this is going to make them happy, or this is the right thing to do. It's like, fuck that, bro. Do the right thing for yourself for once. Yeah. How long are you going to live your life not doing the things that you want to do for yourself? You do right by everyone else, and you don't do right by yourself. You wake up every single day, and you put other people in front of you. And then at the end of the night, you sit there, and you're like, I didn't do shit for myself today. And it's and how long are you going to go doing that? Yeah. And then you look and you're like, I'm not at where I want to be. And it's like, why? It's because like you never put yourself first once. You always put other people before you. You're afraid to say no. You're scared for other people to look at you and say something to you that you might not resonate with. And what is so hard of us removing that aspect of our life and just being able to be like, no, I don't want to do that. And if you feel some type of way,
that's freedom. That's like, it's really just being very secure of yourself and just not caring about what other people think, and we care about what other people think. Yeah. At the end of the day. So it's tough. That shit is tough. Swallowing pride and ego is tough. I want to, this will end off with a question. I thought about this on the way here. So this ends off with a question. Like more just like to get an opinion from you guys, but it's a question. You guys know the relationship or lack thereof that I have with my father right now, right? My parents got divorced. My dad was my best friend for 25 years. Parents got divorced, let himself go, alcoholic, drugs, whatever. Ruined our relationship, almost died. And then haven't spoke to him in about 2.5 years, right? Yeah. So I go see my cousin the other day, my cousin's birthday, and all my cousins are there. And my other cousin comes up to me, he's like, yo, I gotta talk to you for a second. I'm like, what's up? And they all know better at this point, not to really bring him up to me. He's kind of like the outcast, the black sheep of the family. Like, even when he was doing well, he was just kind of always like that, that uncle that just didn't want to be bothered. So he goes, yo, your father was at my house the other day. He's doing really good. He's been sober for 1.5 years. He's running again. He's skinny. He looks really good. But I still think that he should call you, so I don't blame you, right? So now I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn. I want to have a relationship with him again. I know how this goes. He's been clean for a little while, and then he falls off, and he gets clean, and he falls off. Right now, he's in this really long clean period, probably the longest he's had in like the past decade, right? But I don't want to swallow my pride and reach out to him. I feel like he should reach out to me. And I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, because who is the person that instilled that ego, pride, and stubbornness in me was my father. So now I have to swallow the ego, stubbornness, and pride. You did something wrong. You should probably come to me and apologize or do whatever the fuck. And I have to go and swallow my pride and come knock on your door and be like, yo, I heard you doing good. You want to have a conversation? Like, nah, bro, I don't want to do that. And I'm just trying to get opinions from people about, like, I know it's hard to put yourself in that shoe, especially you're really close with your father, right? And I don't know, you're close with your dad? No. So, like, I don't know, bro. I feel weird about it because, again, listen, I've been through a lot of things in the past 3-4 years where I could have used my dad's advice. He was a really good father. Was a terrible husband. Probably wouldn't come to him with the girl problems that I had. But I could have came to you with other. That's not my entire life. I got other shit going on that I could have fucking used you for. And you were just out doing, with your girlfriend. And he probably watches this shit too. That's part of the reason why I bring this up, because I know my dad. My dad knows I'm doing this. He's definitely watching this. And I love him to death. But I'm not reaching out. And I just want to know if I'm wrong for that. Like, from a completely unbiased step away, you don't know me personally, you listen to this entire situation, I was there, and I couldn't be there no more. I had to put myself first. He wasn't doing the right thing by himself. So I couldn't be a part of your life at that point. You don't want to help yourself, and I can't help you, I'm out. I don't know what to tell you. And now I'm sitting here thinking to myself, damn, I don't want to miss out on the years when my dad might be healthy, and I want to have that relationship with him again, but I don't want to swallow my pride. You should be the one to do that, and I just don't know if I'm wrong or not. And I know that's not an easy thing to give your opinion on, but you'd be like unbiasedly think about it.
Well, I think it's very simple. I mean, you said you want to see him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't that motivation. It's hard for me to say, bro, because I don't how would I say it? I just don't ever think, bro, that pride could ever be a good enough reason to not do something that you want to do. Unless you felt that the thing was truly not good for you. You know, like maybe if I knew that your dad, every time you guys get together, you know, really fucks with your confidence, or he fucking, you know, takes his shit, throws it on you, but that's not it.
No, that's not it.
So I wouldn't I would just say to you, it's actually very easy. I think you should 100%. I just don't, bro, pride is just one of those things. Like, I'm almost in the business of just like, you already have the awareness to know that the pride's there.
Yeah.
So it's already done.
Yeah.
So who cares? You know, like that's really, I mean, and if your ego is hurt because you feel like you called him first and he was supposed to call you, then good.
Yeah.
Cause like I don't fuck your ego, like you know, I'm bro, like if you that thing, if you have the awareness to know that it's just like, bro, like what I've realized is like, bro, there's like I was gonna say there's 2 of me, but I think there's like 100 of me in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking I'm weird. I'm a weird guy, but like I am quick to understand that there are times when I get emotional about something, or I get like hurt about something, but I'm quick to see that like that part isn't me.
Yeah.
It might be trying to hijack my system and make me believe that it's me. Yeah. You know, but I've just realized that like bro, there's a lot of things with the ego, there's a lot of things with my mood, there's a lot of things with the motivations for things I want to do in life that are not me. And I would the first thing I would do when you leave here is I'd shoot him a text.
Yeah, I mean, he'll definitely be asleep.
Well, I would, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like I have a similar opinion to Jake of like what he's saying, because and honestly, I mean, maybe this could give you some insight, just because like I'm the only person here that I guess that lost a parent, you know, and I mean, there's friends, right? There's people you were close with that you don't speak to anymore, and sure, maybe pride hinders you from hitting them up or trying to like rekindle that friendship, but it's like sometimes like fuck that, you know. But I don't know, maybe a parent that I mean, if he didn't do something detrimental to completely tarnish that father-son relationship, where it's not, you know, it can't recover from, I wouldn't allow that to do that, because as prideful as you are, like you said, you got it from, I mean, so is he, you know, and not for nothing, you're probably a lot more self-aware than him, because like he doesn't speak like this, you know. You're totally a different person than that, in that regard of just being able to talk about your feelings and be open. So I think if you have the power and you have the time to do that, I would do it, because I mean, sure, my mom was taken in a completely different way, but I mean, I would do anything to speak to her again, you know, to be able to reach out. Yeah. And I mean, if the shoe was on the other foot and I was going through that like with my dad, I mean, I would want to just reach out, and because the only thing you can do is reach out and see what happens. If it doesn't fucking work, at least I tried. You know, I would never want to live with regret of knowing I should have done something and not trying it, and then, you know, God forbid something happens and you don't have the opportunity to speak to that person ever again. You know, you're going to remember that for the rest of your life. But if you have that moment right now, and you have the health and you have the blessing to do that, it's like, reach out to that person, you know, reach out to the loved one and just and get and tell them what you're feeling, because at least you can look back and be like, yo, like, I don't regret anything. You know, I did everything I could in this situation to make it work, and if it didn't, I'll have to be able to live with that. But if I don't do this and I don't reach out and I don't have that opportunity to speak to them again, I'll like, that will sit with me for the rest of my life.
Oh, it's funny that you say that, because that's something that one of the major things that he would tell me growing up is exactly what you just said, Connor. He was like, you just always do what you know to be right. And if that shit doesn't work out, or at least like you did what you were supposed to do.
That's all you can do. You
It's
can only do your
it's
job.
all you can do. You could, yeah. So you're right. Yeah. No. I mean, honestly, that's the way that I was leaning. Maybe not like leave your aunt in the text. I'll probably call the only aunt that he still speaks to, and talk to her. The house that he went to, my cousin's house, and yeah, see what happens from there. But I appreciate it because it's just.
But what's
just something
what's
that's
holding you back, though, bro?
Well, the one thing, honestly, you want to really know what the one thing
Yeah.
is? I've fucking read this book before. Like I've seen you get sober. Or claim, right? Now other people are telling me, so I guess it's a little bit different. And then even my mother was like, yo, I want to talk to you about something, but I was waiting for the right time to bring it up. I'm like, damn, it's just always something, bro. I'm like, what's up, Ma? You know? And she's like, nah. She's like, listen, my dad, he's on TikTok. He's an old man fucking taking videos, talking or whatever. And could tell when he's fucked up, and you could tell when he's not. Like, it's very, at least for me, I could tell. Yeah. Like, my dad used to get panic attacks. You used to be able to see in his face when he was dealing with a panic attack and when he was not, and whatever. And my mother was like, yo, he went on there and said that he recognized when he got COVID and almost died, it wasn't because of the COVID. It was because his body was just so fucked that he got COVID while he was in the hospital, and that's why he almost died. And he never acknowledged that for a long period of time. Always denied, no, it was COVID, blah, blah, blah. And then he went on this video and he spoke and he was like, yeah, and he I didn't watch it, but he acknowledged the fact that maybe the reason why he almost died was because he was an addict and he's been sober and yada yada. My mother was like, yo, I believe him. And I'm like, okay, if you say that you believe him, we have the same perspective on him. I know that if I see him, I'm going to believe that he's good. But in the back of my head, it's always going to be, damn, I can't go through that again. Period. Because then you really tarnish it. So I guess putting those 2 feet back into that house is a scary thing, because if you go back down that road again, that's it. You know? Like, now there's still that little bit of chance that we could be all right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm trying to give you as much time as possible to get your shit together, right? But if I come back too early, or if just something happens again, I cannot be there while you fucking kill yourself, basically. Right. You know what I mean? And I guess that's really, it's just more of being a little afraid and nervous to like what happens in the future. The conversation is going to go great. If he's in good spirits, I already know what time it is. You know what I mean? It's more so, and I can't control that, you know? And that's what I'm scared of, I guess, to an extent. Yeah. Doesn't mean that I like when he was in the hospital, I was in the middle of not speaking to him, right? And my uncle was like, yo, you got to get to the hospital. I think your dad's going to, you know? And I was like, yeah, of course. Like, and I would go there, and slowly but surely he got better. They didn't think he was. Slowly but surely he got better. And then when he got out of the hospital, I expected him to call, because I figured that was going to be the thing that got him sober. And I guess it didn't. But I never heard from him. And like, I was there the entire time because I was supposed to be. I'm your son. I'm supposed to be there no matter what. If we can talk for 10, 15 years and somebody said that, I'm going, you know, I'm going to be there. But again, I guess that's where the pride and ego first started. So I was like, all right, I was there. I did what I was supposed to do. It's all good. This is where we're going to rekindle. And that's not what happened. And I left a bad taste in my mouth. And now hearing that you're sober for 2 years, that makes me the happiest person in the world. But like, now I feel like you should reach out. And I know the answer. Before I answer the question. Just do it. Just do it and see what happens. But yeah, it's just a little scary to jump off that cliff again with somebody that is very like erratic, or was very erratic. Who knows? Yeah. But I also know this, that my dad did 11 years in prison, came home and did not commit one crime for the rest of his life. I know that he has it in him to be straight. You know what I'm saying? I know you have it in you to be straight. You lived a life of crime for 20 years, my man. And then you came home and deaded that shit for a family. Like, you could dead this shit for good. And I guess it's just something I got to tell him in person. You know? That specifically, so.
I'm going to say 2 things here. If you love your dad,
yeah,
and you want your dad to be in your life, then it's an easy decision, bro.
Yeah.
Because, like, truthfully, bro, I'm a little weird with family, just because I didn't pick them.
My dad used to tell me that too.
And my dad hasn't gave me a good piece of advice maybe once in my life. Like, I think my dad and I are so different. Like, the computer programs that he's running do nothing for me.
Yeah.
Like, how my dad chooses to live his life, and how there are a few things that I could take from my father. One is work ethic. You know, but like, I just don't like what I'm trying to get at here is that like I'm a little weird with family because I am such an outcast to the family. Not just my immediate family, but I'm saying the whole extended family, everyone. I am such a black sheep that I truthfully don't really feel a loyalty to my family. Like I don't feel this need to I'm almost I don't know. I'd rather like find my family in the world. I don't know. That sounds fucking weird.
No.
But I'm segueing that into but if you do love your father, then the easiest way you could go about, healing the situation. My girl told me this the other day. She goes, "You want to know a sign of a person that's not doing well mentally?" I go, "What?" She goes, "Someone that always speaks about themselves." And I go, "Oh shit."
That's a good one.
Because that's me.
Same.
Everything is me. My business, my YouTube channel, how I am in my life, what this person did to me. Like, it's never, I just did it to you. You're talking about you. I talked about me.
Yeah, but you were I get that, and I do that too, but it's not a selfish thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I just want to say, like, thank you for that. But I'm just saying that and I don't agree that I was, and I do agree I was not being so selfish there. I was, like, making a point about something.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's
I'm just
what I'm saying. Like,
but,
because I do that, and I think I'm like, oh, fuck.
Right.
But I'm not trying to come off like that.
But I'm just saying, in this specific scenario, bro, the best thing you could do for your relationship with your father is not worry about how it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
I would think about he's a year and a half sober. That man, you've already said, bro, has had a hard life. He's had panic attacks. It's easy to see on him. This, that, the third thing. I would reach out to him for him because you love him, and I wouldn't worry about what it's gonna do to you at all. And I would keep the emphasis on him. Mm-hmm. But that was why I prefaced it. If you do love him and you want him in your life, then you do that, and you don't worry about how it affects you, because bro, truthfully, there's a chance that it's going to affect you. Yeah. I mean, bro, like the man is much older. Probably set in his ways in a lot of ways. He's probably gonna aggravate you, bro. In you know what I'm saying?
100% gonna aggravate.
But I would just say, bro, like even when like give him unconditional love. Yeah. Don't place a condition on if my dad acts like this, then I can love him. But if he acts like this, I can't. Yeah. And maybe by him sensing that off you, that's really the thing that's gonna set him straight forever.
Yeah, because who knows what his perspective is in the moment when he was fucked up. His perspective was, my son's abandoning me. I know it because we spoke about it. And I'm like, you think I'm abandoning you? Okay. Right. I'll see you. Yeah. Because, so who knows what his perspective is. You're 100% right. But I do like that, the way that you worded that.
But if you want to keep
it does have to be unconditional.
I'm just saying, bro, if you just want to keep it pushing, though, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. But no, it is. I had a great relationship with my father growing up, And again, like I said, great father, terrible husband. There's a difference, and it's tough.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. See what happens.
Yeah, no, and I can see like what you were saying, where you're almost scared because you did it once, right, and it kind of backfired. Yeah. And that's like that, like the saying, what like fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Yeah. And I mean, I feel like we do that a lot in our life with everything, right? Like, you give people chances, and that's because you've probably been burned like that in the past. So say that happened with your father. Yeah. I'm sure that's happened in relationships, or friendships, or business. Like you want to give, like we always want to give people. If you're a good person and you see the best in people, you want to give someone another chance, even if they've burned you in the past, because you're like, I know that I've made mistakes in the past and I've learned from them and I've changed. And you have to remember, like, not everyone's like you. Yeah. But we see the best in people, so we want to put the way that we live our life on someone else, and we're like, oh, they'll change. They'll be different. So I'm going to give them that other chance. Yeah. And when you get burned twice, that's when you got to close that book, because they're not going to fucking change. Yeah. So I completely understand where you're coming from, where you're like, you're hesitant to do that because you've tried it before and it's happened. Yeah. And obviously it's never happened to me with a parent, but I've done it with girls, right? I've done it with business or friends or whatever. And that's a shitty feeling.
Yeah.
When you go into a situation with a positive mindset, like, all right, I'm going to put my pride aside. I'm going to do what's best for this. Life is short. There's no reason to be on opposite sides or have animosity towards one another. You know, let's figure this shit out because I'm emotionally intelligent enough to put my pride aside and let's squash this, because at the end of the day, I love you, you love me, and we need to live the rest of our life like on good terms. And when that other person can't see the world that way or can't see it that way, I mean, it fucks with you. It really does, because, you know, obviously the situation itself like is a burden, but then you carry that with you, because that situation, if it's someone that you truly fucking loved, how can you trust anyone else? Yeah. Because if that person would do it to you, then now you think that, all right, well, if this person that was like one of the closest people into my life would do this, who the fuck else wouldn't do this to me? And now that creates trust issues, and it affects you in all aspects of your life, because you just feel like you can't trust anyone anymore. So I get why you're hesitant to do that, but I think you just fucking do it, because then if you, either way, you're going to get the answer you're looking for.
Well, it's like what he says, separating how it's going to make you feel, do it for him and see what happens. You're going to feel the way you feel regardless. Probably.
Yeah, you're going to get an answer.
You're going to get an answer.
And that's how I always like to live, you know what I'm saying? I always like to have an answer, you know, and I've got people that said that to me in the past, like you always want to know everything, you know, or you always want everything explained. It's like, yeah, because like I don't want gray area, because gray area creates like miscommunication and friction, and we don't understand. We're not speaking the same language anymore. The reason I ask a bunch of questions, or the reason I want to know exactly what the fuck is going on, so I don't have to question anything, because you don't know what goes on in my mind. If I don't know what's going on and I go back by myself, like, this thing up here goes fucking crazy, and I create scenarios and situations that never happen or will never happen, or it's not even real. But now I kind of believe them, because I mean, I'm sitting with these thoughts. These are the things that are eating me alive all day. So the reason I ask you these questions, because like I want that mental clarity, so I don't allow my brain to just run rampant anymore.
I deal with that a lot.
Yeah, and like I've had people like throw that back in my face, like especially like partners, relationships, whatever, friendships, like why you always want to know everything. It's like, that's why, bro, because like my mind, like I fucking drive myself insane, because you won't tell me what's going on. And the reason like you won't tell me, it's because like you're dealing with your own shit. I'm always an open book. I'll tell you anything that's going on. If you want to know, I'll fucking tell you, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like nothing changes. Like what I'm telling you has already happened.
It exists. It's
you know, I can't like I want to like change how you view me. No, like if anything, like you should respect me more for being this open and telling you these things, you know, and people don't want to do those things. So that's that like just that middle ground of like just being able to just be open and talk about your shit, you know? I don't like, I hate secrets. I always hated secrets. I always hated like, you know, when you were with a group of friends, when you were kids, you know, and like 3 or 4 people, like they're like whispering and they know what's going on, but you're kind of over here and you don't know what's going on, and everyone's kind of laughing, and it's like,
fucking feel weird, you
know? And obviously it doesn't matter. We're talking about like middle school relationships, but that fucks with you, because you're like, why do I like, I want to know what's going on, and that could be an ego. That could be an ego thing. That could be like, why are you like? It could be like a self-control thing. It could be like you want to feel like you're in control. But I do that with my life too. That's why I don't like planes or fucking going in helicopters and stuff. Like, I want to be in control. If I can control it, I want to be in control of my life in any aspect.
That's why I drive everywhere.
That's why I like to drive. There's a few people I like. I'll get in the car with. I'll get in the car with him. I'll get in the car. I'll get in the car with people that honestly I'm like, all right, this person probably cares about their life.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely no women.
I definitely don't like that. No, he's right.
I'm the driver.
I definitely don't like that either.
Yeah.
There's just a reaction time. There's hand-eye coordination.
There's a time of the month.
Yeah.
God forbid if it's
they're
that
very
time.
Emotional.
But like, I like to be in control.
I want to. It's not even like, yes, of course, it's a care about the people that are in the car and not drive reckless. But you know what it also is? If I go somewhere and I want to leave, I'm fucking leaving.
And that was
I got my car with me. I'm out.
Yeah.
And bro, that was why I hated, bro. Ever since my car broke down,
Yeah,
and
bro,
I was without a car,
nah,
it was
bro.
a bad. That's why, bro. I've been so happy.
With the bike.
I honestly think, like, bro, like it's been noticeable, bro. My mood has been much
Yeah,
better,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I think, bro, like, bro. I was stuck everywhere.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was like completely stuck. I didn't have the money to Uber, bro. And like I'm the first person to leave.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like that. Like it's either
I'm
if
like
I'm
that
feeling
too.
it,
Yeah.
if I'm feeling it,
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But bro, I'm the weird bro. I get one thought. Oh, I gotta get out of here.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah.
But
I feel
man.
I feel that too
love
because,
that.
bro,
I love leaving, bro.
yeah, I'm an Irish goodbyer. Maybe I'll text or I'll say like
Yeah.
bye to one or two people, but for the most part, I'm out. And I think you know what that stems from, bro, is I had the earliest curfew in high school with my friends.
Yeah.
And then once we turned 16, right, and I was able to like maybe go out a little bit more, but I didn't have my license yet. I always had to be home earlier than everybody. My mother or father would drop me off. I used to have the cab home. Uber wasn't even around back then, right? I had no control over when the cab was going to come, what time I was going to get home. My parents were sticklers on the fucking curfew. It was like one of those, and I had no control over it. And now I see it slowly but surely start to bleed into my life now. Bro, once I turned 18 and I got a car, it was, I'm sure my mood was visibly better at that time in life because I was just able to control. Even if I had to be home at a certain time, I was able to control when I left, who I was with, where I was going, like, you know what I mean? And it's definitely 100% like this. It's part of the OCD. Like, I've been a little bit better about my OCD, but that specifically, like, I need to be in control of my whereabouts and how I'm getting there and how I'm not. Like, it's real.
Yeah, it's
That
a
shit is
luxury
real.
just having the freedom, bro. Like
Yeah.
doing what you want, when you want, how you want to do it, and nobody's word fucking matters.
Yep.
And I hate how people tell you that's unrealistic. I'm like, that's unrealistic to you.
You, yeah.
You know, but like, bro, that's the bet. I mean, bro, I placed a bet, a gamble of like, all right, I'm gonna eat shit for fucking a long time to eventually do what I want to do when I want to do it with the people that I want to do it forever. And there's never a scenario where it's not gonna happen. I mean, sure, bro. If there's a day where I have to go to some kid's fucking, bat mitzvah or dance
whatever.
recital, I don't, whatever. But I'm just even then I could, like I don't like that, bro. I've spent so long without my freedom, and bro, it doesn't get easier. Like there are times where I'm more accepting of it, right? But like just because I accept something doesn't change the fact that I don't hate where I'm at, right? I can accept that I don't hate where I'm at, but I still don't hate where I'm at. So it's like it's definitely better to not resist it, right? But at the same time, it's just like, I'm just at the point now, bro, where I'm what would be the word? Excited to experience freedom. And a real freedom, because that's the other thing. I mean, bro, like there's the freedom. Like certain people experience freedom, but I don't just want a little bit of freedom. You know, I want the type of freedom where, like, bro, we're all sitting here right now, and you're like, yo, Jake, like you're like, yo, Jake, you know what I'm fucking with lately? Croissants. I'm like, I never had one, and you're like, what? And you're like, let's go to Brooklyn, and I'm like, nah, let's go to France.
Yes.
Because what is it?
that.
A 6-hour plane ride?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, why would I go to Brooklyn and have a croissant?
I get you go to
when
France.
I have the money and
Yeah.
the
The freedom
access
and the freedom.
of we can legitimately go to France
right now.
We want a croissant. I want to go have a real fucking croissant.
Yeah.
You know, and bro, that's just the life that I want to live. I can't wait for the day where, bro, if I want to have, I don't fucking, bro. If I like it's whatever I want to do, I just can't wait for the day where it's just not limited, bro. It's so annoying, bro. Check this story out. So it's everybody knows on this podcast I'm broke. It is, and it's I mean, and listen, I've made a lot of money, and I've also made a ton of dumb financial decisions, and I do truthfully feel like that is all coming to a close. But anyway, I say that to say it doesn't change the fact that, like, bro, like especially this past month, like, bro, very down month for me. I was more broke this past month than I have been in the entire year. Bro, the other day. Bro, can you just imagine how this feels? So the other day, my friends came in from Missouri, and I was supposed to show them a good time, and they wanted to go see John Summit. So I spent the $400 on the ticket, to go see John Summit, and I had to get a haircut, I had to get a shirt, and by the time that John Summit, like by the time we got to John Summit, I believed I had $33 left in my account. Now, my friends bought alcohol the whole night, and all I had to do was get the Uber. Now, we unfortunately, for whatever reason, on the LIRR, the Huntington, Cold Spring Harbor, and Syosset were all down. So that means that I had to take the train to Hicksville, an Uber from Hicksville. And I had it like perfectly planned out that the Uber from Hicksville was going to be about $31. So I was just going to have enough money to get us home. And bro, I for whatever reason, I was supposed to transfer to Jamaica, and I look up and I'm in Lindenhurst. And I checked the Uber from Lindenhurst, and it's $77. And bro, like the amount of stress, like of just playing scenarios of just like, am I gonna tell my friends who paid for my alcohol the entire night that I need them to get the Uber? And then am I gonna have the balls to let them know, yo, I got $33 to my name? I'm 27 years old. I went to college with these guys. I'm supposed to be somebody. Like, am I gonna really, how, like, in my mind at 3 a.m. in Lindenhurst on this train, what am I gonna do? So, bro, like, you know what? So what I did, it was the most stressful 30 minutes, like 20 minutes, bro, of my life. And this has happened to me a lot with money. This is the stress that money brings. Money is a stress. It almost feels like when you're a kid and you're grounded and you don't want to be grounded. You just want to leave. You want to get out of the house. You want to and bro, I've been financially stressed so much, and I've had that problem. I believe I'm in like Lindenhurst at the time, and there's 10 stops left on this train, and it lands in Babylon. So on the app, bro, I am for 20 minutes. My friends from Missouri are hanging out. We're having a great time. For 20 minutes, bro, I'm in hell. Just like, let me check Babylon. $62. It has to be underneath $33. Let me check Massapequa. $70. Let me check Massapequa Park. Like, bro, I just kept checking Copeg, Amityville, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it got to the point, bro, where like, bro, I've actually been praying to Jesus lately, and it's been helping. And I was like, yo, like, Jesus, bro, like, I got one more stop, please. Babylon, $32. Got the Uber, came home, had a dollar to my name, whatever. But I'm just saying, bro, like I can't wait to live the most obnoxious, free, super cars, super watches, super women, super men. Like, I can't wait to not only have enough, I can't wait to have such an abundant surplus of everything, because I know what it's like to be, to not even have nothing, to have the stress of being in like real deal, serious debt. Like, I've even had like debt collectors, bro. Like, I can't wait for this shit to be done.
Yo, listen, I could resonate with that, because I've been at points in my life and my career where it looked like I was doing much better than I was, and then I started to make friends that were like affluent,
right?
And they wanted me to go out with them, and I would go out with them, but I knew I was nowhere near financially like them. But I also, part of what I do for a living, it's not only selling clothes, it's also telling a story and helping people tell their stories through mine, and part of that is putting myself out there and having to be out, and then of course having these affluent friends is the cherry on top. And I remember one time I was in LA, and I don't like to air them out, but I one of them where I was like close, and I had never met him yet, and he was like, yo, like, pull up. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't pull up. Like, I'm just not, like, I'm not going to be the best version of myself around this person for the first time, because I am not anywhere near where they maybe think that I am. And that's probably a super overthinking standpoint.
No, it's not.
And it's really hard to like put on that mask and go pretend to be in a place that you're not. Like, I'm not saying that I at the time
You need to be the CEO.
Yeah. And I'm not like blowing smoke on Instagram, fucking posting mansions and cars and yachts and like not having it. But I'm just saying, like, I know being self-aware is very important. I know the energy that I put out there. I give out leader. I give out boss. I am the boss in my life. Like we all are. But you get what I'm saying. Like in my business, I have people that work for me and shit like that. I'm connecting dots. And at the time, I had money coming in, but the money was just going out because the business was slow and my overhead was crazy. So like even though it was coming in, I didn't really see it, you know? And it was hard to be around people that at least it looked like they had their shit together. Maybe they were dealing with the same shit and they were just masking it better because, again, at the end of the day, a lot of this shit is smoke and mirrors. I've seen it, you know? But it was hard for me to go and be around people. And so I could relate with that. And I've been there before, you know, even like, yeah, bro, being out and wanting to pay for drinks or wanting to pay for dinner or wanting to get this and wanting to get that. And like haven't checked your account in 2 days, so I don't know what's in there. But fuck it, let's try and see what happens. And ignorance is bliss, and I don't know if it goes through. It goes through. And I've been there. I've been there trying to grow a business and grow a personality and grow as a creator. And I know exactly what that feels like. And it's the worst fucking feeling in the world. And it's not about the money. It's about the freedom that comes with the money, right? And I know exactly what that feels like, and it sucks. But like you said, you need to go through that to really, really appreciate it when you get it. Because I honestly, right, would rather have felt like that or be us than to have been a rich kid that grew up with a rich family that pretty much gave them everything that they wanted, because we wouldn't have that hustle and that fire and that desire inside of us. And it's a very bittersweet thing to have to go through that fire, because you are going to get burnt, but you're going to come out on the other side with some scars and some battle wounds. But that's those are the things that make you who you are. Exactly. Right. And but I know exactly what that feels like. It's the worst feeling in the world. That anxiety and that stress is definitely taking years off my life. And I know exactly what that shit feels like. It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. It's very tough. When you want to be the provider and the protector,
or bro,
for everybody.
You just want, bro, you just want to fucking Uber somewhere. Like, bro, like, I'm not lying. Like, bro, I am day to day working off a dollar bill. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really that fucking weird in my life, bro. And I don't want to bring it back to me, but that's what I'm saying is just like, how good is it gonna feel like to just have, like, to just do
whatever you want,
what you want to do, man.
And even like the small things. Like I even felt that way today. Like, bro, like I'm on the boat today with like a bunch of people that make good money. Yeah. Like everyone makes good money there. Yeah. You know, I obviously make the least amount of money there. Yeah. You know, and I'm just very observant, and I'm just the small fucking things. Like, bro, like they went to the deli and like one dude buys food for everyone. Right. You know? And I'm like, I don't know. That almost like gave me anxiety. I'm like, bro, am I had to do that right now? Like, you know, like I wouldn't want to do that. You know, like buy sandwiches, chips, drinks for everyone. Like I got this, and we go to the ice cream shop. I got this. You know, like 7 people. You know, I'll buy ice cream for everyone. Like imagine, like to me, like I don't know, buying ice cream, $80 worth of ice cream right now, and I get one fucking little small cone. Like I don't want that even to be a thought anymore. I'm sick of that, you know. And like even just like little things, like they were like $1,000. They're like anything under 1,000, like you might as well just pay me. It's free. You know, like that's like the thought process of people that are making like real money, you know, where they don't think about those things. And like for us, it's totally a different perspective. And it's like every single thing you do, you like money is an equation. Like, all right, like, can I do this? Or like, what do I have coming in? And even if you do have it, you know, you do something. You
gotta be careful.
But then you think about it, and then you're like, you know, if this doesn't live up, if the money spent doesn't live up to the expectation that I think, and I don't feel as good, you know, as what I think it costs, you know, and now you're like, now you kind of regret it, you know, like, so I get it, you know, it's like this whole thing of just that financial freedom of not having to think about it. Like, sure, I know we want to live, like, at least for me, like, I want to live a beautiful life. I want to have a house. I want to be able to travel. I want to have nice cars and buy whatever I want. But like, I'm also like kind of simplistic in a way of like where I don't need, I mean, if I have it, it's nice. But if I also just like have enough to like where I don't have to think about like, you know, a phone bill, a car bill, you know, if we go out and I can spend X amount and everyone's taken care of and it doesn't affect me, that's cool. Like I want to get to that point of just like, just complete, just serenity of like, just being able to do what I want.
Stress to be completely not financially related.
And everybody's got a different number as to what that is, right? Like whatever, it's a monthly. No, it's a monthly thing. I used to tell people, and I still tell people to this day, all the time. I want to be as successful as I possibly could be, but I also don't need $100 million. Would it be nice? Sure. I could do with this $1 million. I could do, just numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need this. I don't need to have more money than some countries in the world. You know what I'm saying? And some people are like, nah, I want to make eight figures, 9 figures, want to be a billionaire. And I'm just
It
like,
also grows too.
of course
though.
it does.
Once
Yes,
you
of
get
course.
like a certain
The
threshold,
goalpost is
I'm
always
sure.
moving. The
Yeah.
goalpost is always
Which
moving.
is good. Which
I've
is
been
a
there
good thing,
before. Yes,
but-
it's a good thing to
No,
always
yeah.
want more. To always want more. But there's also a fine line between appreciating what you have when you have it instead of always thinking that there's going to be more. Because, again, the goalpost is always going to move until eventually you're at a cliff and you think that you see the horizon and you just hop off the cliff because you didn't appreciate that you had fucking ground to stand on. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fact.
It's hard. It's hard.
But
Social media also don't make it easier.
No.
And I refuse to run that rat race. I can't do it anymore.
yeah, well, fuck that. I mean, bro. I mean, listen. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all kind of investing into something that has real potential, and I think that we will be deserving of the reward when it comes.
Absolutely.
But I just can't wait, bro. Because I can't, like, bro. Bro, it feels good to be the guy to spend the $80 on ice cream. Bro, you want to know why my most feared part of going out with the boys? Getting to the bar. Because who buys the first drink?
Yeah.
I just wish we could all buy our own drink. You know, why does it have to be a thing that, like,
Yeah.
someone has to get it? Like, it has to be a $200 thing.
Yeah.
And normally I'll do it because you're there, and bro, you have a small time window to get that first drink, or the night's ruined.
Yeah.
And, you know, someone's not stepping up, you get the drink, you're down 200, your night's ruined regardless. Because you're broke now.
Yeah. We
You
did
know?
that, remember Hot and Social?
What?
Before we even got to the spot.
Oh, man.
Before we even got to the spot with two girls.
Well, that's the other crazy thing. That's just how expensive life is.
Well, that's a whole nother fucking
We
conversation.
spent $250
On
in
four-
3 minutes.
on
Yeah.
4 drinks.
Yeah.
For 4 people,
Yeah.
it was 2 rounds, I
Yep.
think, on 4
$200
drinks.
$250.
It was $250, yeah, $260.
Life is super
Before we
expensive
even
right
got to the spot, this was the pregame
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the before
You
we
didn't
get to
even
the
get there
spot.
Bro,
Yeah.
we're in the mindset of, like, bro, we brought Happy Dads just because we weren't
In the
trying to
car.
do that.
Yeah.
Now
the
we're
car.
down $250, bro.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just-
We're leaving mid-party to go fucking shotgun a fucking Truly in the
yeah.
car
Man.
because we don't want to
Yeah,
spend
yeah.
the 25 at the thing. But then also, and I'll wrap it with this, with the money thing.
Yeah.
It's just because there's times where I could be around those people, like even today, but I'm also like, all right, well, what's more valuable in the long game?
Mm-hmm.
Like me doing what I'm doing right now, potentially eating shit, but I will have that freedom in the long run because I was able to take this sacrifice versus maybe doing something that makes more money, but I'm not that happy and I'm going to have to do it for the rest of my life. And if I don't do it, I won't keep up with this money. So what's more valuable? And that's something that kind of keeps me afloat and just keeps that positive mindset where it's like, all right, well, like you might not have it right now, but like what you're doing is going to get you there and you're not going to have to worry about that shit ever again. And that's where I kind of like lean more towards what we're doing because it's like, I'll always think this is more valuable because of what we've done. If we were sitting here with 4, 5, 6 views and it still hasn't done anything in 2 years, all right, figure the shit out.
Yeah.
But we've proven it. Like
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
case study that hundreds of millions of people have bought into what we're doing.
Yeah.
And maybe we haven't been the best at monetizing it yet, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
we haven't been the best business savvy,
Yeah.
but there's something there.
Fuck yeah.
So there's gonna come a point in time where it has to work itself out. It has to.
Yeah.
Like things don't do that. Like that's not an accident. You know, that's not an accident. I saw Brad and Steve talking about that. About just the virality right now, where they said Steve was like, yo, going crazy viral like 6, 7, 8 years ago when we started was not a thing. And he was like, we did it. He's like, right now is the easiest time ever to go viral.
Yeah.
But Brad also cut him off, but he goes, it's also the hardest time to maintain it. He's like, if you can consistently go viral, then you have something. And we've proven that.
We're about to have a really cool case study with the HAWK TUAH girl.
What happened?
Well, first
You've
of
seen
all,
that girl, the HAWK
the HAWK
TUAH?
TUAH
Yeah,
girl.
what about her?
So from what I was reading, and again, I'm not privy personally to the situation, but I'm just paying attention because I love branding, right? Apparently, she never lost her job. I think she quit. She had stage fright. She doesn't want to be in front of the camera. This is a really random viral thing that happened to her. I read somewhere that there's been a bunch of trademark applications filed for HAWK TUAH, and it wasn't her, and it wasn't them, for like canned fucking alcohol drinks and t-shirts and whatever the fuck. So like just the fact that this girl hasn't made clothes yet and sold it, or
She did.
Did she?
She made shirts
Because I saw
supposedly she made $1 million on her shirts in like a week.
Because she made a video and said, if you guys are buying anything that's not directly from me, I'm not making any money on it right now. I don't know when this video was,
Really?
when it was dated. I have no idea. This
Yeah.
shit's been going on for like a month now, right? And we're about to see a real case study in real time. And I love this shit because it's a branding thing at the end of the day. About if they could capitalize on the most viral person in the world for like not in the world, in America for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
That bitch went viral.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it was the
Like,
craziest
you know what I'm
thing
saying?
ever. Yeah.
I didn't even see the video yet, and I was in Arizona, and
I still haven't seen it.
We saw signs that said HAWK TUAH, and like if you say it out loud, you know it's spit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that it's crazy, bro.
She was basically in a street interview, and some dude asked her something about like a blowjob, and she was like, "You gotta like HAWK TUAH on that thing."
just like that. Like old, like
Pretty like little like country like little
yeah,
pretty
I heard
white
it-
girl.
I heard
pretty
it-
blonde white girl.
And I heard it happened a while ago too. Like it wasn't
really?
even just like resurfaced.
It just hit, but like everyone's talking about it. Like fucking what's his name? Like Scholes is on Flagrant talking
Yeah.
about. He was like, bro, she's got to give Mr. Beast the HAWK TUAH on OnlyFans. That'll be the biggest fucking sell in history.
Yeah.
you know, but like that's where it's gotten.
Yeah.
She went on fucking Brianna
That
Chicken
was the
Fries
first one.
pod.
That was the first one.
Yeah, her first pod, bro. She's going on everyone's pod now. It's fucking insane. But that's where it shows, like, all right, well, like, what's she gonna do with this? If she's smart and she has the right people around her, she might be able to capitalize on
No,
this.
there's
opportunity.
nothing to capitalize.
No, not long term.
Yeah,
but I'm saying
right.
she can
She
make a
could
quick
make
$1 million.
couple $1 million,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's also like,
But that's life changing money.
so I saw Deion Sanders.
You buy
said,
like you could get that couple
Right.
million. You
Yeah.
invest it into
and
real
figure your
estate,
life out.
whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
You're
right
good.
off into the sunset. Yeah. Well, I saw Deion Sanders say this one time, bro. He said, "Yo, everything that you're praying for, if you were to get it right now, you ready for it?"
I am.
I know we are, but I'm saying in general, I don't think she obviously wasn't.
No.
Right, because she didn't. This wasn't even. She was a school teacher or some shit. I
She's
don't
probably
know.
drunk in the street and just said some funny shit. and
Talking
she
about
had
fucking
no idea
blowjobs in a street interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, bro, who knows? I mean, we don't know a person. She could have been wanting to be. From what I see, I don't think she wanted any of this.
No,
right?
no.
Bro, I saw her talk about it. Like she went on stage at some country concert. I forgot the name of it, but he's ginormous, like the biggest country star. I forgot his name. She went on stage and
Zach
like sang
Bryan.
with him. It probably was.
I think it was Zach Bryan.
And yeah, it was
crazy.
just she sang on stage or some shit. She's like, yeah, I got over my stage fright. I don't think she wanted all that attention. I don't think that she was prepared for it. I think she was hoping that she just kind of blew over, and it didn't. And I hope that she capitalizes on it because she can make a lot of fucking money. And I don't have anything in my head to think about it, but we have seen viral people that maybe quote unquote had no talent or it seemed like it was a fad, took that shit and ran with it. I can't think of any right now, but I know that there
The
have been.
Island Boys.
Island Boy, like
I mean-
the girl that was on Bad Baby.
Bad Baby,
that's a really good one. Not for nothing.
Sexy
if you think about it.
Red.
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice is a little. Is she more talented?
No, she's talented,
she's
but
a
but it
rapper.
was like
Yeah.
It was one video that popped off. and
More
then
talented than
6ix9ine.
than the girl from Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
The girl from
definitely.
Dr.
Bad
Phil.
That's Bad Baby.
You know what I'm saying? And then-
6ix9ine is another one. Like you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like had the crazy viral song and then just ran with it.
But I guess they do have a little bit
6ix9ine
of
was
talent
lit
though.
for a while. 6ix9ine.
No, 6ix9ine had Brooklyn lit for a really long
no,
time.
for sure. But I'm
But-
saying, once that like Bobby Shmurda, once
Yes,
that one
just
thing
viral.
pops off,
Yes.
they ride that wave.
Yeah.
Right. And like you still have to be good.
Yeah, you
to
still
do
have
it.
to
Like
have a
Sketch.
body of work.
Sketch is still fucking crushing it right now. But like I haven't seen
haven't
nearly
seen
as
him in-
much of
yeah,
Sketch
no.
as I did when he first popped off. He's still crushing it.
Right.
You know, so it's like you definitely have to capitalize on those viral
You
moments.
need to have the people around you to capitalize on that shit the right way. And I love seeing it in real time, regardless of what it is. I love seeing it in real time, and I hope that I don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah,
But
we'll see.
I'm interested to see it. I hope that she has some sort of talent. Part of me, like that little bit of hater in me, hates the fact that these. And again, I don't know if she has talent. This is not like a knock on her. It's a knock on anybody, right? It's not a
Of
knock on
course she
anybody.
fucking doesn't have talent.
If you go viral, right? I don't know what
I'm
she does.
sorry,
I have
I mean-
no, but she might be really good at. I have no
what,
fucking
teaching
idea.
7th grade math?
Nah, yeah, I don't know.
She was
I
a
don't know.
7th grade math teacher that was drunk in the street and
Yeah,
said, you got to
yeah,
HAWK TUAH on that thing.
Yeah.
You don't even know if she's good at giving fucking blowjobs.
So that was the one thing that I said to my boy. I said, "Yo,
man.
the first guy that she
guy
gets
just-
with
this guy just
after
went
all this
viral.
shit, if if she has a man, all respect, I'm sorry, brother, you're going through a tough time right now, right? But if she doesn't have a man, and like the first man that she does get with, and if she doesn't show out, you know what I'm saying? Like I know.
I hope this clip gets 10 million views.
I'm just saying, bro. Like the first guy that is with the HAWK TUAH girl, right? She better show out on that motherfucking man because he's probably gonna have some sort of clout. And like, if she doesn't, he might air her out. Like, you don't know. And
I gotta end the podcast, bro. I gotta get off here tonight.
That was a good one, fellas.
Good stuff.
That was good stuff.